Hello and welcome to another bizarre story on my channel. My name is Miani Mervis and this is Sad Reality TV. If this is your first time joining, you are highly welcome, and just so you know, I bring to you weekly uploads, videos based on true crime stories. If that is something that is of interest to you, then you have come to the right channel, because that is all I do here. Why not go ahead and hit the subscription button as a free way to support my channel and to be notified each time I upload a new video. That said and done, let's quickly dive into today's story. Today I will be bringing to you the bizarre story of Kayode Badu, the man that was burnt alive in his church. Kayode Badu was based in Dubai. He hailed from the southwestern part of Nigeria, Lagos. He was doing well for himself, and to extend his service to humanity, he knew that God has blessed him a lot, and as a Christian of the Celestial Christian Church of Christ, he saw it as an obligation to extend a hand of help to those that actually needed his help. On this note, he often gets kids or students who really loved going to school or learning a trade but could not afford to do these things. Kayode Badu sponsored a handful of students and others that were willing to learn a trade. Sometime in April 2021, the socialite and philanthropist left his family in Dubai and traveled back to his hometown to attend the graduation ceremony of 40 students he had actually sponsored their studies. Everything went on well. Everyone was happy. He was hailed and congratulated for his service towards humanity. On the 3rd of May 2021, Kayode was invited to his church for a special service to pray for him and invoke more God's blessing upon him so he could continue the good work he had been doing. During church service, the lead prophet, Prophet Felix, asked Kayode to step forward so they could offer him special prayers. He was surrounded by 6 elders and the prophet, giving a total number of 7. For those who do not really know about the Celestial Christian Church of Christ, they pray with, they go to church in white garments, they use spiritual perfumes to pray, and they pray also with lighted candles in their hands. Kayode was putting on a white robe, and he equally had a candle, a lighted candle in his hand. As the prayer session began, the Prophet Felix, began pouring the spiritual perfume on Kayode as the other elders were enchanting prayers, and the ritual was going on, but the prophet began pouring more and more perfume, and because maybe the perfume had a lot of alcohol in it, within a twinkle of an eye, the perfume had to attract the flame from Kayode's candle, and in no time his whole body was engulfed in flames and he began burning. The prophet took to he fled the church and disappeared into thin air. Other members ran around, rallied to try looking for water to quench the man on fire, but before they could succeed, the damages were irreparable. But Kayode had sustained severe burns. He was burnt beyond recognition. He was rushed to the hospital, and 3 days later he succumbed to his injuries. Because the lead prophet actually fled the church immediately after the incident occurred, so many people thought it was a kind of premeditated act, but indeed it was actually an accident, and should I say some kind of ignorance or negligence. The matter was reported to the police, but he was nowhere to be found because he had fled and went into hiding. But later that day, his father was arrested, and when he got news that his father was arrested, he resurfaced and his father was released the next day. He was arrested with other prophets or the other elders that were there during praying on Kayode, or during when the incident occurred. As a result of this ugly incident, the General Overseer of the Celestial Christian Church of Christ mandated all prophets to actually dilute spiritual perfumes before spraying them or pouring them on Christians, just to reduce the level of alcohol, because they can't spray without lighted candles and these spiritual perfumes. Church service cannot go without these two. So he mandated all prophets to make sure they dilute the spiritual perfumes before they spray it on Christians. Kayode Badu was actually buried in his residence in Lagos on the 21st of May 2021. He will be remembered for his service to humanity. It is so heartbreaking that he went through such excruciating pain before living here on earth, but a lot of people were actually benefited from his great works and his generosity. His legacy lives on. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and that is it for Sad Reality with Melvis. If you haven't subscribed, please do not forget to, and why not share my video with friends and family. If you love what I do, give me a thumbs up. Thanks, and until my next video, stay safe.